Good morning, world. If it feels like it's been a while since I said that, it's because it has been. Took last weekend off because my nephews were over. We're having a good time. We stayed up a little too late playing Fortnite. I had a nephew literally sleeping right here in the time that I would typically be doing this stream, so pushed it back. I don't plan to do that probably ever again. This is a series that's really important to me, something that I really love to do. And just be prepared for a lot of Good Morning Worlds going forward. If this is your first time ever being here, Good Morning World is just a place for me to have almost like a video journal. I talk about things that are important to me that week in my life because we do this every Sunday morning. No strict time, it just kind of happens when it does. So make sure you guys have notifications turned on for at least these. If my other videos, you guys obviously can watch any times, but this just goes live and it's awesome to have people here. I talk to you guys in the chat about whatever you want to talk about, and I also request that you guys give me topics to talk about in future weeks. And the last episode, I just want to say hi first of all. I want to say hi to everybody that's saying hi here. I appreciate you guys stopping by, taking time out of your morning to hang out with me here. Got a couple topics from the last episode that I wanted to talk about. Two things that were really intriguing to me. If you hear a little bit of wind noise, it's because my computer just it just wants to basically launch. It's like a rocket ready to launch because I have so many things running off of it. So if you guys can bear with me on that, I appreciate it. But let's move this back a little bit. What were the topics last week that you guys want to talk about? Or 2 weeks ago? Some of these people that left topics probably have no idea that I'm even going to go over this, but first topic one was growing on YouTube, the YouTube algorithm. And that's a topic that I could talk about for a very long time, something I'm super excited about. But I don't think it's a topic that a lot of people would have interest in unless you're a Lego YouTuber or if you're a regular YouTuber. If you're just on YouTube in general, you probably don't care about what it takes to grow a YouTube channel and what's worked for me and things that I've observed. So maybe we'll save that one, and if that is a request in the future, I can certainly look to do that. But there was another topic that I thought would be fascinating for us to cover, and you guys you give me the big topics to cover here. This topic is handling life and death. Does it get any bigger than that? So I thought, why don't I jump into that here today? That's obviously a topic that I really can't probably discuss in a way that's actually going to work because it's just, I have literally, I took some notes. I have come up with all these great ideas. I'm in the shower. I'm like, dude, I need to talk about that. I need to talk about this, talk about this. And then I come down here, hit the record button, and I'm just like, it makes me so nervous to do these streams, but it's something that, again, I'm so passionate about. So I just keep doing it. It's one thing, I was thinking about this before I started. I'm like, man, it's one thing when you sit down with a Lego set and you open it up and you're live streaming, just talking to people about random stuff in the chat. It's a whole other thing when someone says, can you tell me about life and death and how to handle such things? Say you had a passing in your family, or maybe it's something you're thinking about in your life. How do I handle that? So we're going to go over that right now. I'm going to be talking to you, shower thoughts. I'm going to be talking to you guys in the chat here in a bit. So we'll get into that, and we'll kind of change topics a little bit later in this episode. But for now, this is a topic that I think maybe my most important topic yet of all the things I've talked about. I know we've talked about schooling multiple times. We talked about everything and anything, and that's what this channel is about, or at least this series is. So if you guys are watching this in the future, or even if you're watching this now, when this video is uploaded, I always go back prior to the next week's episode and look through the chat to see, or look through the comments to see what you guys want me to cover. So keep that in mind. If there's a topic for the future weeks, throw it out there for me. So let's talk about this whole thing. Let's talk about life and death. And I was trying to figure out how you even go into this topic. And I think the way that I'm going to talk about it is how I think of things. And that's pretty much the only way that I can do it. So I think about life and death in terms of my dad. You guys that haven't been around the channel for a while probably don't know, or some of you do know, that my dad passed away in 2015. He passed away of cancer. He had pancreatic cancer and lung cancer at the same time. Found out in October 2014 that he had these things, and by March of 2015, it wiped him out. So my dad was 55 years old when this happened. I was 30 years old when this happened. And ever since then, I've thought about this whole concept of life and death in a whole new way. And the way that I think about it is how precious time is and how valuable every second you have. Time is your biggest resource and your most precious resource. Money isn't your most precious resource. You can always go and make more money. Money doesn't matter, because if you don't have your health and you don't have your life, money's nothing. Money helps. But through your life, I think there's a way, and I'll talk about maybe we'll get into the whole topic of earning money a little bit in this as well. You guys know I'm a financial guy. But so my dad at 55, he was 55 when he found out they had cancer. And I think about how I'm 33 right now. And I think about my dad at 33. So my dad at 33, do you think he was even thinking about dying at 55? Probably not. You think he was thinking about getting cancer at 55? Probably not. Maybe it crosses mine. Obviously it crosses my mind with my just family history and obviously my dad's situation. But 33 years old, the house that we're living in right now, my parents built. He had built it 3 years prior to that. And I think, did my dad, when he built this house, when he was, 30 something, maybe he was in his late 30s when he built this house, but I'm just thinking, just in general, when my dad was 33, it probably never even came across his radar that this was a possibility or was going to happen. I would have been 8 years old when my dad was 33. Clark, we're a little bit behind on Clark, but here's the big question, and this is the question maybe we all need to ask ourselves. If you knew you had X number of years to live, whether it's 22 years, 22 months, 22 days, 22 hours, how would you live your life, and what things would you try to accomplish in that time that you had? I know it's going to change depending on the amount of time you have. We all like to think that our time's infinite. Everyone thinks, oh, I'll live to be 80 years old. I'll live to be 90. I'll live to be 100 years old. I've got all this time to do these things, so I don't need to do it today. But what if you did need to do it today? What if you only had 6 months? What if you had 6 days? What are you going to do? How are you going to change things? And that's how I try to think of things. And you guys know that I'm trying to live my passion, which right now in my life, and it seems to be for a long time, and maybe will be forever, is sharing my life online through videos. Video making is just something that's captured me. And when YouTube came out, it was one of those things that it was just this is incredible. This is an amazing thing that I'm experiencing here. These people are sharing their lives, and they're just like normal people. And I get to become a part of your family. And that's kind of what I do on this channel a little bit. At least I try to. I try to bring you along on even if it's just little goofy things, I try to bring you along on stuff with me. And I hope that you guys feel that way about our channel, that you feel like you're a part of this. So my passion is video making, and I feel like I've done the best that I can to make this passion a reality and something that I can do for a living, and it's worked so far. But the question that I sometimes think of is, am I thinking big enough? And I think this should be the main topic of this whole stream is, are you thinking big enough? Are you thinking about what time you have and what you possibly could do in that time? Is making YouTube videos, sharing little life stories, making Lego videos in my studio down here, is that the fullest life that I can live? And sometimes it feels like it is. I love the fact that I'm impacting so many people, and I think you can think about your value and your biggest goal in life. At least I think my biggest goal in life, and I thought about, this is a shower thought for you guys, and I'm sorry if this is rambly. I'm doing my best here with what I've got. But I think the biggest goal you can have is trying to impact as many people as you possibly can. If you want to talk about making money, you can talk about that after you've impacted the people. The people that are most successful financially are the people that have impacted the most people. Think about who are some really rich people. Let's throw some names out there. Think about Bill Gates, for example. Think about how many people he's impacted through Windows and Microsoft and everything that he's done. He's impacted a lot of people, right? So he's very wealthy. He didn't get wealthy just because he was doing something. I mean, I was going to go into the entertainment industry and talk about how these people really haven't done anything and they're wealthy. But again, they've impacted a lot of people. Who immediately comes to mind? I won't throw any names out there, but I'm sure everybody in their mind right now is thinking of probably one person or one family that has accumulated massive wealth. And sometimes people feel like they haven't done anything, but the truth is they've done quite a bit, and they've impacted millions of people, and that's why they're wealthy. So my goal, I guess, is to impact as many people as I can, and the way that I can impact people is through sharing what I have to share, which is my life and my personality and my family and things in my brain, I guess, and creating stuff. And through those creations, I've somehow managed to eke out a living here on YouTube, and I couldn't be happier. But I take us back to that question: am I thinking big enough? Sometimes I sit back and I think, what could I be doing? What potential's out there? Instead of building a Lego set today, should I be running a marathon today? Like, wouldn't that be something? How many people could I impact through that? What if I showed someone how possible it is to go from literally nothing to maybe the best at something? Maybe I should try this. Maybe I should go into all these different realms and be like, just a normal guy. Let's see what we can do here and maybe inspire people that way. So impact and inspire are two kinds of things that interchange. And I sometimes get comments from people saying, you inspired me. And to me, that's probably the greatest compliment that I could ever get as a creator here on YouTube. I love it when I get comments from people that it's like, I was going through this, your video got me out of this. That's impact, right? I'm kind of getting emotional even thinking about it. It's an honor to have this opportunity and this ability. I mean, I suppose at this point we could go into the YouTube algorithm and everything, but we'll save that for a future date. But again, I think everything just kind of comes down to appreciation. And if you appreciate your life, you're going to make the most of your life. And through that making most of your life, you're going to have an impact on people, hopefully. But it requires you to be somewhat social. And if you don't have the ability to do it locally, like like my wife, for example, let's take us back to school. She is a teacher. She's impacting people. Is it going to make her rich? No, but she's impacting people, and that's something special. So you can do that in a number of ways. Heck, even if you are, no matter what you're doing, you can have an impact on people. It's just how do you impact the most people? And I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about. Can I go on about this topic? I just, it's so frustrating. I have all these things in my mind, and I have no way of releasing them to you guys. But yeah, two things I think about, and I continue to think about, and I struggle with. Maybe not struggle. Struggle isn't the right word. Struggling means that you're having a problem with it. But things that I contemplate. Am I impacting enough people, or how can I impact more people? And am I thinking big enough? And that's the one that I think I need to work on. How can I think bigger? Like, let's say I have 22 years left. What should I be doing right now? Should I be doing this right now? Should I be on the plane to Hawaii right now to go surfing? Should I live my life as a surfer in Hawaii? I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. I have so much potential right now because being YouTube has become my occupation. I'm kind of location independent. I could literally do this channel from anywhere. I could be sitting, if I have a Wi-Fi connection or cell service, I could be making this video for you guys. And that's a truly amazing thing. Now my wife, she obviously has a normal job. We've got family ties. We've got things here that keep us here, but I feel like there's so much that I could do. And that's where this channel is going to go, I think, going forward is, where's this guy going to go? What's this family going to do? And my ultimate goal, I guess, through these video time capsules that I'm making here, isn't just to share the little things with Clark and the things that are happening as he's growing up, but it's going to be like my life's journey from when I started, which I wish I would have started earlier, and you could say about anything. I wish I would have started this earlier, but today's the day. If you're going to start something, there's no better time than now because you can't go backwards, and tomorrow's going to creep up on you, so start it now. This video, or this series here, I think is going to be my life's journal, and you're going to be able to follow me from the time I was, 25 years old, 26 years old, whenever I started this channel. Is that what I was? Yeah. Math. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, math. Follow me from the time I'm 26 to the time when it's all over. Will it be 55? Will it be 85? I don't know yet. But just know in that time that I had, I made the most of it. So that's what it comes down to. And I think that's the topic. I think that's it for handling life and death. I didn't talk much about handling death, but I think the way to handle death is to respect it and to know that it's coming. It's coming for every one of us. And I know that's morbid to think about, whether it's going to be, tomorrow, 22 years from now, like it could be for me, or many, many years from now. But don't think of time as an infinite resource. You gotta do it, guys. So hopefully this inspires you a little bit. I know we've kind of gone off a little bit. If you guys have any other topics you'd like to talk about, if you want me to go into the YouTube algorithm thing, I can do that a little bit, since we did talk about YouTube somewhat. But yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how that went, I suppose. I'm going to watch this back and be like, oh, Greg, you could have done that so much better. You missed out on this. But that is what live video is, guys. It's just off the top of my head these are my notes. I mean, that's what I had. I sat down here and I was like, okay, shower thoughts. Come back to me. Some of them did. Some of them didn't. But I did my best here. Let me go down through the chat here. If we have any other topics that you guys want to cover, we can do that here for the next few minutes. I'm not going to make this overly long. I do have some other things I need to accomplish here for my other channel this morning, so I'm not going to take too much of your time. But I guess mostly what I'm going to do is take this conversation into the next video and let me know what you guys would like to cover going forward. I really love interacting on this level, and it's just so cool to go through the comments and be like, oh, that's a great topic to cover. Things that I wouldn't have thought about. My brain is only this big, so it's like I'm going to run out of stuff. And like I said, I'd love to keep this as a weekly series where we talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about each week, and I'll share my little personal stuff in the mix. But maybe I can impact some people through these videos. Maybe I can inspire a few people. And even if just one person comes out of this thinking like, you know what, I'm going to do something today. That's all I could ask for. So I think we just ended on that. I think that's the way to go, guys. I want to thank everyone so much for hanging out with me here this morning, and people that are watching this in the future. Again, this happens every Sunday morning, at least for me. I'm in the Eastern time zone. It's like around 10 a.m. Eastern, so have notifications turned on, but if you don't, just check in on Sunday mornings, and I'll be here to hang out with you guys. So once again, thank you so much, and remember, it's not just Greg's world, it's our world. First time we nailed that one.